Yeah, what do you need?
Look, it's a very complicated sugya, so we're going to have to learn it together, nice and slow. Take it easy. I'm not clear on a lot of things. Exactly. Exactly. There's the problem with the sugya is there's so many different shilas going on over here. It's like you don't know where to start, you don't know what to focus on. So many different things going on. Okay, so we'll take it from the top. We're on Vava Medalef, 2 dots by Reb Zera. Where it's like right in the middle of the Yomad. By Reb Zera, yeah. Right in the middle of the Yomad. If you want to count the lines, you've only got 1 dot. You should get a refund.
Right behind the.
There should be 2 dots. There should be 2 dots there.
What?
2 dots by Reb Zera.
Right.
Cancel the share.
Okay, we'll come back tomorrow. I'm not clear. We haven't got recording. There's no point in doing it.
So our recording didn't happen.
The camera never dies, but the camera does sometimes,
Very
right?
interesting. 100 years ago, someone would say like the muscle, like you see your whole life flash before you. It's like and like there's a videotape now going on. Literally, there's not anything that happens in this world nowadays that is not recorded. It's very hard to like. It's amazing.
Everything's recorded.
You really understand that your life is going to be.
I draw is it Shema, the iPhone it's a lamp.
Yeah.
Do you want to change?
Except for the snake.
Is it bagels? What is it?
Bagels, yeah. Fresh bagels. Open for business. They ran out of bags. They didn't run out of bagels, though.
What is this two? Bagel House and what's the other one? Right best.
Holy bagel.
Holy bagel.
And there's sushi bagel.
And it's Ganobrim Unlimited. Which one's that? That's all of them.
Okay, so let's take a look. Gemara says, B'ay Reb Zera asks, Talk for Echo B'fneinu. So, quick introduction. We're going back on our Mishnah. The Mishnah says 2 people are holding on to a talis. What's the din? They come into basin. Each one says, it's my talis. The other guy says, it's my talis. What's the din? Yachleiku b'shvua. They split the talis. They take a shvua. That's the din. So Reb Zera says, what's going to be the din? They're in Beis Din. They're both hold on to the talis. And one of them grabbed it. He snatched it out of his hands. It was taikuf. I guess taikuf comes from words
in front of Beis
like
Din.
strength. Kifut, right? Kifut means like to attack? No. Kifut means like strength, no? What's kifut? He's
aggressive. Kifut would be aggressive. It's called as an attack.
He attacks him.
It's to attack.
Grabs a talis. So what's the din? That's the question. So again, we're talking about talis. 2 people come into basin holding on to a talis. If they kept quiet, basin would make them take a shvua. Each one gets half. But what happens? One of them grabbed that out of the other guy's hands. What's the din? What's the din? That's Reb Zera's kasha. Didn't bother anyone. Till Reb Zera came around, he gets the ball rolling. What's the din? So Gemara asks, what's the kasha? Hey Chidami, what are you talking about? What's the case? Either shosik, if the nitva keeps quiet, who's
attacking who?
So Reuven and Shimon come into basin holding on to a talis. The din should be yachleiku. But then Reuven grabbed it out of Shimon's hands. Now it's only in his hands. So Gemara says, Basin see it happen in front of Beis Din, in front of the Dayanim.
It happened outside before anybody saw.
If it happened outside,
him coming in.
Well, we'll see.
The other guy making a claim.
L'chaira, maybe. Good point. So that's the Gemara's question. What's Reb Zera talking about? What's the case? Hey Chidami, either shosik. If when the guy Reuven grabbed out of Shimon's hands, Shimon keeps quiet, doesn't say anything. That's called a haidah. Shtika or gaidah. And haidah is baldin kameidin dami. You lose. So of course the other guy's going to win. You kept quiet. You're made that it's not your talis. Vida kotzavach, and if the guy screams, we'll see exactly what he has to scream. right? One of the questions is, what's he screaming?
So am I.
What do you want from me? He screamed. You wanted to punch him in the face? He screamed. So there's no hoidah, l'chaira. I mean, it's a shayla. What's the screaming? Is it like a natural knee-jerk? This is how I understand the sugya. Is it a knee-jerk reaction? It's like or it's like Rabbi Sayyid, Dayanim, you saw what happened. What's going on over here? Like, is it a technical mechushavdika tzavach, or is it just
Emotional.
Is it just like he yells out like, what's going on? Let go. What's a tzavach exactly? How would you understand it? What would you think?
Is it a reaction or a claim?
The knee reaction is more of it seems to me is more of a riot than it's actually his. He has an emotional reaction to it because it's actually he's had some invested interest in it.
It's the riot. It's like does. No one keeps quiet when you grab something from me. Hey, what are you
He
doing?
doesn't say anything. That's the point.
But that's a meaning.
He keeps
But
quiet.
as far as Beis Din is concerned, his reaction is meaningless. He has to make a claim.
Well,
I think here he's making a claim. The screaming is making a claim in Beis Din.
the screaming is the claim.
No.
So if he's shosak, it's a riot. Then it's aidah. He's saying it's more of a thought out machshava. It's a calculated cheshbon. He's like, oh wait, I'm in Beis Din. I should go ahead and say something.
Look, he just grabbed it from me. It was mine.
Like, you could say like a balmidas. This is a milsa de b'chusa. Like, balmidas, you're in Beis Din. Why are you screaming? There's no reason to scream. Like, keep quiet.
Behave yourself.
Yeah, control yourself. It looks like Chazal are like, no, when someone, don't reach that darga of like Kedusha, where when someone grabs your talis, you keep quiet. Hey, it's my talis for the Zayda. What are you doing? Like,
maybe it's not necessarily screams out.
If you're in that dark,
Oh.
Maybe it doesn't sound like he screams out. Maybe he just like says what he said. What are you doing? It's not mine.
he says so. He just says something.
He says something.
So
He's
is
not
it a knee
quiet.
jerk? You're saying it's a knee jerk reaction? Or you're saying he's doing it because he wants a reaction to the Beis Din? He's trying to prove a point to the Beis Din. Why is he keeping quiet? He's trying to prove something to the Beis Din, or that's just a natural, automatic. That's just what happens.
If-
Someone steps on your toe, you go, ow! Like
That's my toe.
No, but if you know you deserve it,
yeah,
you're just gonna shut up, and you know that it's not really yours.
you're gonna get eventually.
You're gonna shut up and whatever, like it's really his. I'm gonna walk away.
Could be. We'll see. I think we'll see what the. It's interesting, Shaila. What's this katzovach? What do you want the guy to do? He screamed. Okay, so there's obviously no hoidah. If the guy's screaming, what are you doing? That's not called hoidah. Leit tzricha. No. What are we talking about? The shosik mikara v'hada tzavach. Okay, we're talking about a case where the beginning he was shosak. He was quiet. When the guy grabbed it, he didn't say anything. He was like, he didn't say anything. But Lasayf, then at the end he started screaming, hey, you stole my dollars, you grabbed it from me. All right? What is over? My mid-ishtik, do we say, since he was quiet originally, right? You see, it was Maida. It's too late now. There was this knee-jerk reaction we expected from you. You didn't react, so you're Maida. Dilma came into Kotzava Chasha. Now that we see him screaming, Iglai Milsa, now there's a Gilui Milsa. This shows us that the height of Shosik Mikara, Sava Kachozel Rabbanim. Why was he Shosik Mikara? Because he says, the Rabbanim see me, I'm in Beis Din, I'll act with some decorum, I'm not going to scream. But now that he sees the Beis Din not being Misyachas Shtika, so now he started screaming. So does that clarify our original Chakira over here?
No.
What's going on?
No, it doesn't.
Why? I mean, L'chairo, you could say, is that it sounds to me that the second son of the Gemara, for sure, right? It says, what's this thing? Why was he quiet? He's quiet because there are bottom here. That doesn't sound like a knee-jerk reaction. If it's a knee-jerk reaction, it could be those who stole him in the Shaila. How'd you look at it? But if it's a knee-jerk reaction, then you don't care who's that. If someone steps on you, they go, ow! Doesn't matter if you're in front of the basin or not, right? The guy grabs you, you'll be like, ah! He's not doing anything because he sees the basin in there. It sounds more like a mechushban thing. He's saying, yeah, I'm quiet because I see basins here. Then afterwards you realize basins isn't backing him up. So then he decides to open his mouth, right? No? That's how you... That's how I see it. You don't hear this? You don't hear me? You don't hear that shot?
Absolutely.
Why?
Too late. He didn't complain.
You see, it's an intellectual thing. You think, why are you screaming later? Because you saw that Beis Din isn't doing anything about it. So then you started screaming. But originally, he didn't scream because you saw this Beis Din here. We're not talking about like some type of knee-jerk reaction. We're talking about he's sitting there, he's thinking, do I have to scream? No, there's Beis Din here. I don't have to open my mouth. Afterwards, it turns out the Beis Din, you're like, whoa, you realize you're losing. That he's basically like, okay, he's muchzik on the talis. You're like, hey, he's not muchzik on the talis. Anyway, so, there's another kasha over here in Rishonim. What does it mean, Mikara and Basayf? What's a Mikara Basayf? Does it mean, I think the Ritva says it's the beginning of the Tfisa, he starts pulling it, and then once he gets out of his hands, that's like the Basayf, or the Basayf before he leaves Beis Din. He grabs it, and then 10 minutes later, he sees the speaking, and then he gets up, and he goes, wow, chutzpah, the guy grabbed the talis in front of you. What's the Chal of Basayf? I think it makes a big nafkamina. So what exactly what's going on over here? Maybe we'll see the Rashba inside. We'll see the Rishonim. So those are the shilas so far. What exactly is it? Tzavach? What's he saying? When does he have to say? What's the tchila? What's the saif? Big machlekes. So that's our Gemara's kasha. So Gemara says, Reb Zeir wants to know again, what's the din if tokafecha b'fanenu? And with the kasha is, shasak of the saif tzavach. If he was shasak, that's a haidah, and haidah for sure, you lose. Haidah's bad in kameidim domi. Or is it haidah's bad in kameidim domi? What's going to be the din now? Let's say the guy was shasak. It's haidah, may edim. 2 minutes later, he brings the edim and says it's his. Too bad. Haidah's bad in kameidim domi. You're maida. What do we say? Nah, it wasn't real haidah. Well, how do you understand this? Is this a mamish haidah? When someone grabs something from you, it's like a umdana, it's a chazaka, ein adam shesek, and therefore it's like haidah's badin, and he can bring 100 edim afterwards. It's too bad, right?
That's good Rabba, are we?
What shaykhs?
If I took it, it must be mine. So therefore, why, if you keep quiet, so assuming it's mine. So you're not grabbing; you're grabbing yours.
Huh? They wouldn't be so brazen to grab something that's not theirs.
Oh.
You say
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
They're
Right?
already in Beis Din, they're both holding it, and they were like tugging at it. And one guy just like pulls out the other guy's hand. Instead of him saying, "Hey," he just like doesn't say anything.
We're talking about Hefka. Makes it a lot easier. Yeah? It was Hefka.
No,
They're not claiming it's Hefker.
Those are Mahalach in the Gemara want to say, what we're talking about with the Metzia. Okay. Either way, both guys holding on to the talis for sure, you'll do Yachleiku. Each one says it's mine. Who cares if it's from Hefka? Each one says I bought it. Doesn't make a difference. Whatever happens.
How could it be when they walked into the Beis Din, they're both holding it? Right?
Yeah.
So you have on Saturday the Beis Din themselves are witnesses to the guy holding it.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
So how him not saying anything is gonna be shtika neged edim.
Do they have to hold it the whole time? Once they walk in and Beis Din sees them both holding it, can't they then put it down and have the diyun? Or they have to hold it the whole time?
I guess if they say to put it down, well, very good question. The whole shaila of the Rishonim is that each one's musuk. We'll see maybe if you have chance that on Daf Beis we said the reason why we pass Yachleiku is because each one's musuk and the talis.
Yeah.
It could be once they put it down. If they say, please put it down, we don't want any violence going on here, we know they'll muksuk and they'll maintain their status.
But isn't the whole idea of being muksuk in the palace is that it's a chazaka for them?
Yeah.
And if it's a chazaka, once they went into Beis Din and the Beis Din are Aidin that they each have it, and if one person rips it out of the other guy's hands, Aidin know that it wasn't that he sold it to him or anything.
We know what happened.
We know what happened there.
Right, so but you're right. But the Gemara is saying, we thought you were muksuk, l'chayra. We thought you were muksuk. It looked like you had the talis, and then when this guy grabbed the talis out of your hands, you're a shaysek. That means you're maida. Yesterday or 2 minutes ago, we thought it was yours, but now you're maida. It was never yours. Because now you're maida. What can I do? If you come in holding a talis and you say, "This is my talis," and then 3 minutes they say, maida, it's his talis, right? I was lying. The whole thing was just a scam. So what's the basic going to do? No, you're muksuk. We're going to give it to you. No, you're maida. That's what Gemara is saying here. You're maida. Case closed. It doesn't matter how much muksuk you were 5 minutes ago. You gave up on whatever rights you had. So the Gemara says, we'll try and see a little bit in the Gemara, cover some ground over here. Rav Nachman Toshma. I'll bring you a raya. There's a brisa that says, when do we say if they're both holding on to the talis? What's it then? If one of them is holding on to the talis, then you don't do yachloik, you'll say, couldn't be any more straightforward. So, hey Chidami, says Rav Nachman, what's the case? What's this brisa talking about? If it's talking about simple, the guy walks in holding on to the talis, of course he wins. That's Pashat. He's Murzuk. So the brisa can't be talking about a case where one guy is holding on to the talis, and that's the end of the story. We're talking about a case where one guy grabbed it in front of the other one. And what's it in? Right?
Sorry, you lost me. You grabbed it.
He was taking it.
From
Shimon.
Reuben grabbed it from Shimon.
From Shimon.
Yeah. So take a look in Rashi.
Fanenu means
In front of Beis Din. Take a look in Rashi. Tokfa echad. Right? You got it? Rashi, it's basically parallel to where we were. Tokfa echad, haitzim met chaver b'chazaka. Right?
Yeah.
You got it? Tokfa, what does Tokfa mean? He grabbed it b'chazaka. V'harei kula b'yadeh. Now he is holding on to the talis. Koydem shenishbu.
Like he did with strength, maybe.
Oh.
Chazaka is, he did it.
B'chazka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
B'chazka. V'harei kula b'yadeh. Kula b'yadeh koydem shenishbu. We're talking about a case where he grabbed it koydem shenishbu. Big machlok is wide, does have to be koydem shenishbu.
So
Because you're
what?
only making a shvu on what you're holding.
I want you.
It's too late
You want
already.
at least half.
Oh, very nice. Huh?
You can't rewind the video that he never had it. He had it, you had it.
Yeah.
The fact that you took it does not take away the fact that I had it.
Yeah, but if you're Maida, if you shot, if Shtikas Haida, it doesn't matter what it was. Okay, 5 minutes ago we thought you had it, but now it doesn't say you Maida. Say, you know what? I lied. It's his talis. That's it. Case closed, right? Shtikas Haida, and it does about the Kameid and dummy. There's nothing you do. If the guy's Shaisuk, you lose.
if I give an explanation for Shtika.
If you give an explanation, what explanation are you going to give? Yeah, if you give him a Tzina Debure, then whatever is there, then there's no Haida. But we're talking about a case where you have no reason. So Rashi says we're talking about a case where Koydem Shenishbu. So why is it Koydem Shenishbu?
What?
Before Beis Din,
Before they make the shvu, chetzi shali.
right? Each man has to take a shvu chetzi shali, right? And we're talking about a case where it's Koydem Shenishbu. So either because I have Acha Shenishbu.
Too late.
Well, some say shot because why should I scream? I just took a shvu that it's mine.
Oh.
Now in front of Beis Din, the guy grabs it. I have to scream. What, these Beis Din idiots? They know it's mine. Like, why would they bother screaming, right?
It's a dumb deal.
Well, I'm just going to keep screaming all day every time the guy does something. They scream. I just took a shvu that's mine. I lied. I took a shvu sheker. What should it's mine, right?
What would we have wanted Rashi to say?
Why what?
What would we have wanted Rashi to say?
Why is he Bechal talking about Nishbu, not Nishbu? Why is he bringing
Why
it
to
up?
mention it? Why does Rashi have to mention it?
Before the Psak Din. Kaidim Psak.
Why is he focusing on Shvuah?
Yeah, what's he going to do with Shvu or not?
So how does that answer?
So because once he was Nishba, well, I have to keep screaming. It's now will he die if I keep quiet? Basically say, take a Shvu, it's yours. I swear, take a Sefer Torah, it's mine. Then the guy grabs it. Ah, you're Maida. I just took a Shvu, it's mine.
You have to put it down anyway. Don't say the Torah.
Between your legs, yeah.
After the Psak Din, okay, you both have to take a Shavuot. Now he grabs it.
Because that's too late. After Psak Din,
Lifnei psak. You could have said after the lifnei
Is that a
psak.
psak din saying you have to take a shul? Is that
because after he's sworn, there's no longer a dog, right? So what are you saying, that he could have been shasik after the Psak?
I'm saying,
After he's Nishba, Rashi is saying there's no longer a dog.
Yeah.
correct.
There's no longer a dog. So what are you asking?
I'm just trying to understand the question.
Yeah,
We're saying, why does Rashi say
Kodesh.
Kodesh?
right.
We had wanted Rashi to say. Okay, קודם.
It's nothing.
Nothing.
Because I'm upset.
Just he grabbed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, this answer, right? After the psak din, before the shavur, if he grabs it, as a
After the Pesach, before the Pesach, after the Pesach then, after the Shul, before the
You
Pesach.
have to take a shavur, you have to take it.
Yeah,
Now he grabs it.
yeah.
Nothing.
אז אותו דבר, זאת אומרת, הוא עושה, give it back, מה זאת אומרת? What are you taking? You made a psak, זהו. So I'm saying it still it doesn't answer the question. Because the shavua, it doesn't make a change. Once there was a psak din,
So why does Rashi say it?
Right.
That's the question. Why is Rashi stating the
doesn't
obvious?
answer the question.
So why is Rashi stating the obvious?
Obviously, it's not the obvious.
It's not the obvious.
Ah, so you're saying it is. What else could he say?
Who said Pesach is after?
Oh, it has to be.
Has to be.
Has to be. That's how it works.
And then they take the shavua.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
Wouldn't make any sense.
The psak is what happens after the shvur.
No.
You think the
Now
Shul
that
then they
you-
Pesach?
Now
possibly.
you know you both took a shvur, then now have to make a psak on what to do.
No, they know what to do.
How do you know if
The Pesach is after the Shul.
Yeah, that's not the, take the shvur is not the psak.
It's at
The psak is gonna come. Now that you both took shvurs, now Beis Din will pass on what to do.
I'm saying.
Right,
Rashi
right.
is stating something which should be obvious.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's
stating
Kodesh-
it
Kodesh
to show that it's
Ishmael.
not obvious.
Why? Even after
Not
Shul?
about.
'Cause
It's too late.
after the
No,
Shul.
the point is you're like Rashi's making a point that this affects the shvur. That's the point of Rashi.
You might think because he's no longer holding it, so maybe you don't have to make a shvur.
What's the psak?
You might think the why didn't catch the last
Because he's no longer holding it, she was grabbed.
So now I don't
Now,
understand the Shul.
now there's no shvur.
So either Pshat is that after the Shvua, it's no longer Haidar, or after the Shvua, you've won the case closed. Now there's no, it's, Beis Din doesn't have anything left to do. They have to pass and give it to this guy. But
Why did he grab it? According to that.
It's his.
No,
he
no,
thought
no.
to get away with it. He thought, he thought it would help him. It doesn't help him.
Cheater. Cheater. He took a shore, the half is each. Then he grabs it. So what have he achieved?
Nothing. It doesn't mean he knows what he's doing. He grabs it. He grabs it. He grabs it.
Instinct. He's trying to achieve something.
For what?
He's trying to make it his. So Beis Din-
He's throwing his weight around. He thought it would help. Okay, let's see the next Rashi.
Called
He's
Olam
preventing
Dvar.
the guy
He's
making
trying
a
to call-
shvur.
He's trying to apply called Olam Dvar.
When you make a shvur, it's on what you're holding.
Actually, the Gemara, the Rosh,
But he's trying to apply. He doesn't know
He-
that
he's
other
trying to-
Russian.
He's trying to force his way. He's trying to get the
He
talents.
says that it's mine. He doesn't have to
No, he
say
says it's at least half.
Look, he's not going to, even when Beis Din say give it back to the guy, he's not going to give it back to him. He's going to say, go sue me, right? He's walking out with a talent either way. That's why he's grabbing it. Not for sure he does the Beis
He's
Din, right?
holding on.
He's like, listen, he passes cold down, I'm taking it. He wants the talus. He's
He
not,
doesn't. He's preventing the other guy making a shvur.
this is a Zayda's talus. He's not walking away without his talus. I don't care what Beis Din says. He grabs his talus. Question is, how do we pass him? That's a shaila. So take a look at the next Rashi. Yotzes metachas yada shelecha mehem. This is the raya that Rav Nachman brings from the Brisa. So yotzes metachas yada shelecha mehem. Yotzes levadai lifnei Beis Din metachas yada echad shu levadai eiches ba v'lo chaveroi. So I don't know what Rashi's adding over here. Rashi's saying we're talking about a case where he comes into Beis Din holding it. So olav lavi raya. What's Rashi saying? A raya be'edim. Strange Rashi. Rashi says raya be'edim.
We had
What's-
Adam hidden over.
What's right? What's going on over here? Raya be'edim. It's a bit strange.
As in a
So
Beis Din.
Kediktani.
Your phraseology. I don't know what Rashi wants.
I don't know what you want.
What?
Kediktani. Kediktani. I take the Musa. Kediktani. Kediktani.
But he still hasn't said.
What?
Kediktani shazeh. I don't know what Rashi's saying. I don't know what she's adding over here. Raya. You bring a raya be'edim. We'll see.
No,
It's a very
the
important.
Beis Din of the Adam.
Huh?
The Beis Din of the Adam.
No, the Gemara is saying that once he says it,
Adam called a raya?
yeah, Raya, that's classic. Raya, Rashi's always Raya paid him. That's Meitzvah of Raya paid him. That's classic. Okay, Kediktani Shazel Vadoi Oiches Ba Uba. Okay, Elolav. So this Girsa Lav is it's not in our Gemara. The Rishonim add the word Lav. That's the Girsa they had. Shetok v'echad b'fneinu. That's the case. Shetok v'echad b'fneinu. What's the case? We're talking about a case where one of them grabbed it. Shetok v'echad elulav. U'chadamina the shosik levasoif tzavach. So this Bryce is talking about a case shosik levasoif tzavach. Because he can't be talking about a case where he was shosik the whole time or tzavach the whole time. Because that's pshita, right? We're talking about a case where shosik levasoif tzavach. And what's the din? A mitzvah mefayel of a raya. What's a raya mean? Aiden.
Now we ignore the whole situation. He had
And it's called the Haidah.
Why should the one who grabs the Talis Kulon, why should he have a stronger case than the other guy shouting and spinning?
The other guy isn't shouting.
Very good question. Very good question. So, first of all, because the guy Shaisik, if that's a Haidah, so that was Maida. Like you came in, you both we saw both of you as Muhzakim. Now you were Shaisik. You're Maida. You said, you're right, it's your talis, basically. The shtika kaidah, you kept quiet. You're Maida. So the case closed. That's it. End of case. You lose. The question is, if Shasak will have tzavach, because that's called shtika kaidah. Right? What should be bothering you all at this stage of this raya is that if shtika is kaidah, and it does bother this Kameidim dummy, right? Olav lahavi raya, what's the raya going to bring? Be'edim. Be'edim doesn't help. The guy was Maida. It was Maida. There's Maida. How's Adam going to help you, B'chal?
By bringing Adam, you're showing that you're not Moda.
Maybe the case of the grabbing out of his hands.
How?
Right
I was Maida. I said it's your talis.
Maybe it happened before Beis Din.
No, it's
Adam?
in Beis Din.
Yeah,
In Beis Din.
they say bring Adam. You lose. Bring Adam. You got to bring Adam
It
now.
all depends on the loveness of Shtika Kodo. But without that,
Adam.
Haidah isn't actually Haidah. It's not like he actively was Maida. It's Haidah. The guy doesn't say anything.
So Rishayim definitely come to say, we'll take a look. Let's take a look. Don't trust me.
Shtika is more important than all the arguing he's been doing.
He was Maida. The guy grabbed you, kept quiet.
For one moment because he was stunned, and now he's arguing.
Take a look in. Take one of these.
Yeah, but he was. It wasn't just a second. He didn't like take a second. It was
Take
quiet for 10 minutes.
Pass these
And
around.
then he woke up half an hour
Take a
later.
look on page Kuf Aleph.
Elalav. I guess.
Yeah, places Elalav, right? Elalav, that's where it went. Elalav says on the other side here. Elalav,
what page we on?
Kuf Aleph in Miyuchas Leritva. Elalav kan shtak ve'echav v'fneinu k'leima v'ishtik v'levaseif tzavach. That's the case. We're talking about a case where he kept quiet, then he was tzavach. Di ishtuk v'levaseif v'leit tzavach. If he kept quiet from the beginning to the end, that's a good idea, right? So there's got to be a case where he's shosach v'levaseif tzavach. The sulay mati l'meisi raya v'shis le'el.
He's not coming to bring a raya if he's already been quiet the whole time. It's just a continuation.
Right. So
when is this? This is all happening before the Shavuot?
Or before let's see Rashi. He's on the Echos of Shvuah. Yeah, no Shvuah.
What Shavuot can the guy make?
The Rashi says under Shvuah. Rashi before is that even after the Shvuah.
You know what I'm saying? We said before that the guy, they're making a show on what they're holding.
Yeah.
Right? So if one guy is holding 3/4, one guy is holding 1/4, he makes a sure that in the pachas mereva.
Yeah.
So here one guy's holding the whole thing. So what shvur can the other guy make?
After the Shvuah, you mean? After
No, I'm saying the guy grabbed it. I haven't got anything in my hands. Like, what can I make a shvur? He's holding the whole thing. He's muhzak. And now I'm going to make a shvur. There's something he's holding is half mine. Well, everything we said is.
So you think that's why Rashi has to say he's talking about Kodesh Shvuah.
The whole thing.
That's why it has to be Kodesh
Shvuah,
Shvuah.
and this whole thing that he's besaif. What's the little besaif?
Oh, you're saying
It's the besaif is still before the shvuah.
Before
No,
the
but
Shvuah.
something that someone else is
I like
doing is
it.
just
I
a
hear what you're
chazaka for
The
that.
Cheshbon works out.
We only have
nice.
a chazaka.
Not just. It's not just chazaka.
Yeah, but
It's
that's
not just.
It's all you have.
It's not-
possession is 9/10 of the law.
This is not Rabba.
Saying when they have it
Why is
before
this
Beis Din.
Here we can't say that because they both grabbed it. She was never the hub
That's
of
what the Abba is. The guy can't make a shavua because
well, I grabbed
his
mine.
case, his claim is But
Here, nobody says it's mine.
they're both saying
Both
it's mine.
No, 4. So when I grabbed it, we both grabbed it. So I'm no stronger than you. That's what Baba means. Only
You
one
got more
side.
sleep than me last night.
A lot more sleep. A lot more
I
sleep.
missed you Shabbos morning. I wanted to invite you to.
So that's so you want to say you see the Ritza's right? What the Ritza's saying? The Ritza says, shosak b'tchilvat saif ha'oidu delay. It's oida. V'sulei motzi le'meisi raya. You can't bring a raya anymore. Too late. You can't be. There's no raya you can bring. So
The guy standing in Beis Din.
yeah, there's nothing you can do. There's no raya you can bring. It does about the Kamedim dummy.
Thief.
Achim don't like it. They don't like this Rit father. Take a look in the. Actually, I think in the Gemara here. Take a look. You have the Hagasa Gra in the Gemara
That's why I tell him
on the side. You got the Hagasa Gra. No, he brings it. The Gra brings this Rit. Hello, shatok v'echa b'fanenu. Nir beina echia gavna di b'shasek loy mani raya. If he's quiet, Raya won't help you. What the Gemara says? Raya is not going to help you. Ritva and the Torah, that's how the Torah paskins. We'll see there. He says in the brackets, I am Mashkas Rabbeinu Choshen Mishpat. This guy, whoever wrote this, is saying, look at what the Gra says in Choshen Mishpat. Kufla Meches, the Leiko Mashkas Vashach Sham, B'das Ator. So he's arguing on the Shach. Whether it's a real Haidah. Is this a real Haidah? Now the guy can't be Chayza? Or is it not a real Haidah? So what? Either way, what's the Gemara saying? The Gemara says in the end, we're talking about case of Shasek V'Seif Tzavach. And what's a Shaila? Shasek V'Seif Tzavach is a Haidah, right? That's a Shaila. Shasek V'Seif Tzavach is a Haidah. And the Maskanas of Gemara, what's it then? Shasek V'Seif Tzavach, Amayis V'Chel Raya. So you're left with the same kasha. You still have a Haidah in the end. The Gemara says it's Haidah. And the psak is Amayis V'Chel Raya. What are you going to do? What raya is he going to bring? He's Maida. The guy's Maida. What raya are you going to bring? So, yes, who says that? I can't remember. I think it's the Meiri says you could bring a raya that you have Adam. You bring a raya. Adam, the other guy was Maida.
When you walked into Beis Din.
I'll bring Adam, but the other guy was Maida. So you're saying I was Maida. You have a raya because I was Shosak. It's like a Haidah, right? Guess what? He was also Maida.
When?
He was my. I mean, afterwards, before, it doesn't make a difference. I can bring a riot tomorrow. I bring an Adam that this guy, we saw him being Maida. They saw me grabbing from me. He was Shossak. The only reason why I grabbed it was because I grabbed it from him fast.
And you have 100 Adam negative 100 Adam.
So what's going to be the dinner? So why would he win? So how would that help though? Let's say you bring a riot that this guy was. He was Shoss. He was Maida. So how do I win? It's mashma I can win. Mashma I can win. So you have to come along and say here that once I bring a raya that this guy was Shossak, or I bring an Aiden that was mine, even if I don't bring a raya that he was Maida, I bring Aiden that was my palace for 10 years, right? In other words, is this Haidah a Vadai Haidah? It's a Suffolk Haidah. Someone would say, not as David Baker says, all you have is really a Suffolk Haidah. It wasn't a Vadai Haidah. Once we have Aiden, once we have Adam,
About it. Shema Bari. Shema that the sticker was Oda. But Bari that these Adam saw him say Moda.
once you have Adam who's mine, so Mamela, this Haidah is not a good Haidah anymore. You see, it wasn't really a Haidah. It's a bit bleichig to say such
You have to
thing.
explain it, or you say it's nothing?
So we'll see. What you have to explain this Haidah. He was nice because I thought, based on story, the cat guy's tongue, he was quiet, he was swallowing some. It's not a Haidah.
Or this is like a guttural, visceral Haidah. This is like the ultimate Haidah because this is really the MS.
Take a look.
He wouldn't react.
The Gemara says that if at the end you was Torah, then already can explain. Already you say it's not.
If he could explain it, like I was just swallowing my coffee right then, and the guy grabbed it while my mouth was full. He knew that I couldn't talk.
And some said that you can
Right.
explain it. It's not
If I grab the entire talis,
He's
he's less to make a shua.
Why?
No.
No.
Why?
Basically, what she's saying is they're about to say take your shvuz. Basically said take your shvuz, and then he grabbed it. He didn't want to take shvuz. Now you don't have to make the guy doesn't have to take a shvuz anymore because there's a Haidah. There's a Haidah. Take a look in the run. You've all got the run in the same, just below the thing I just showed you. Leitzrich Adishik will have saved Tzavach.
Really?
Nearly. The Bainacha, what's the Gemara's Kasha?
Either that or that. Not both.
The Bainachi Mefarshi.
No, both. No, both. No. You're here to learn. You want to telephone? Go outside.
The Vadai.
Don't put it
No.
away.
The Vadai Pshita. It's bothering. The Vadai Pshita Land, the harder Ishtik will have saved Tzavach. You can make a bit dark, even the Ishtik. Again. Nearly the Bainachi Mefarshi.
Where are you reading?
We're in Chidushay Hara.
Chidushay Hara. Okay.
Nearly the Bainachi Mefarshi. The Vadai Pshita Land is Pashat. Da the Ishtik will have saved Tzavach. Ikelemitli by Da, given the Ishtik. You could say when the guy is shot of the Tzavach, you could say it's like Da. Vikelemitli with the laugh like Da. Or you could say it's not like Da, given those shot Tzavach. There's two ways to learn to teach his shtika. Either it's like Da, it's not like Da. Elahachi kami bailan. Mi amrinon. Talizu mitchila besofik I saw. The talis originally was a suffix. We didn't know who the talis belongs to. Suffix is the Shalai Yoidish me. The Kavan Shekain, Af Suffix Ida, Mahan Lamida Bishush Takwa. Since the whole talis was a suffix, we didn't know who it belongs to. We were a suffix. Now, when this guy grabs it and there's a suffix Ida, that's not enough to give it back to the original guy. If he's a Muksuk Vadai, suffix Ida means nothing. Idilma, let's see, given the Katsavach, Vikel Meme, the Hadish Glavish Maidahu, ain't telling them a Shema. We're not going to say, maybe it's a dollar. If you should tell us after the Chilai, I'm telling you something. Dan it's a Hadi, the might tough side the day, or might tough side the day. The Kavish can in Suffolk, I don't might say Vadai. So the whole kasha is if you run is since there's a Suffolk Haidah here, we have a Suffolk Haidah. It's not a Vadai Haidah. But you've got a Suffolk Muchzuk. It wasn't a Muchzuk Vadai. If it be a Muchzuk Vadai, so a Suffolk Haidah is not going to help. The whole shaila is this Suffolk Haidah going to be mitzvah from the Suffolk Muchzuk? A Suffolk Haidah for sure can't take away from a Vadai Muchzuk. I'm a Muchzuk. You have a Suffolk Haidah. You get lost. I'm a Muchzuk. Yeah, maybe I was Maida. Guess what? I wasn't Maida. Let me give you back the talis. But if I'm not a Vadai Muchzuk, I'm just a Suffolk Muchzuk.
You said it's stronger.
So now I've got a Suffolk Haidah. Let the guy keep it. I'm not Vadai Muchzuk anymore. If I'm a Vadai Muchzuk, you got to give back to me. But I was never a Vadai Muchzuk. I was only a Suffolk Muchzuk.
It's Bari V'Shema. This is Shema V'Shema.
They're both Bari here.
No, it's Shema V'Shema. It's a suffix. That's a Shema V'Shema. Therefore, whoever got it keeps it.
So it could be. There's never Vadai Haidah.
It's also a suffix.
So he's a Vadai. He says it's my talis for Vadai, right? He says it's my talis for Vadai. Give me back the talis, right?
Yeah, but they both
But
walked
for
in.
the Beis Din is a suffix. Beis Din would be suffix. Who does this talis belong to? We saw originally the massive machlokes for Shnayim. We'll take a look at it again. They're both holding on to this talis. How do we look at it? Each one, the Gemara says, "Anan side the might of side the day." Each one's holding on to the talis. Do we look at it like each one's Vadai Muchzuk in half? Or we look at it like each one's a Muchzuk on the whole thing, therefore you split it. Each one's a suffix. We saw the Rosh, for example. The Rosh says, it's a suffix. We don't know how to pass it up here. We'd like to call Dolan Gavar. That you can't let someone still rob the other guy, right? But each one's a suffix. What do? You give him a shvua. The whole tal is a suffix. Taisha says, no, Anatzadi, the might of the day. Each one's bevade. Taisha, take a look and base on with Aleph. Haven't seen this in the good 3 months. Taisha says, V'yesh Shleima, fourth line down in Taisha. Taisha says, Yachlaiku, based on with Aleph, the beginning, from the beginning. Taisha says, V'yesh Shleima, Doichsin Shani, T'chosha Kilu, Kol Echad Yesh Lo Bevadai HaChetzi. Each one bevadai has Chetzi. The Anatzadi, the might of his Haidi, Dehu. It's like a umdana, each one's holding bevadai half a talis. That's what Taisus learned. We saw the Rosh. I printed it out here for those who don't believe me. We might as well take a look at it. You have time.
Massive Rosh.
So this is a big shiloh over here. How do you look at this talis, right? So it's the long Rosh over here. I don't see the whole thing, but basically. Yeah.
How would you say?
Wow.
Ready?
Yeah.
Take a look, like from 6 lines down in the Rosh basically, this way he starts speaking. They came into Shnayim Boim Lefneim Mechzok in Book of Atalis. On the Tzrichim Lissak Badi Chalukah.
Muchzak.
He's moving correct.
He says, you got to pass in the chalukah. There's nothing you can do here. They're both holding on to the talis. You're stuck with the chalukah. The kol dov shan roim biyad odom chashvin leishu shaloi. We assume it's his. Af bishachad marva b'shaliyu. And that's what we say kadamina nachzor rababa. The chashvin legaza and avagav dama didi chatri. Hilkach ef shalista kol dalum gava. The rush is like a stuck. He'd like to call dalum gava, but he can't. He's saying, so the muchzuk. You can't take away from a muchzuk. Kadamina pedachaz kazabatim. Kabe arba. Like in the case of the ship.
There the Rosh says that whoever feels he has a better time, he will grab it. He will.
Oh.
Where here you haven't got that. Or have you?
Well, here he's got a different issue. He says you can't do Kolam Dal Gava here because he's Muchzuk. Take a look about skip like 3 lines. Oh. In the case of the ship, we don't know who it belongs to. So basically, doesn't have to step in. Here, you're holding onto a talus. They can't let you walk away and rob this guy, right? Shema nafsid le'echad shalekidin. The next underlined part. Shema nafsid le'echad shalekidin. And the second says shemisha dinim by karliyas lavi rayas. And take a look at the next underlined thing. That's Beis Din's chiyuv. Beis Din's supposed to stop people stealing. Right, so here we don't know. He's not saying like Taisa, so you do a chalukah because each one bavadi has chetzi. No, it's not like each one bavadi has chetzi. There's a big suffix over here. We just can't let this guy rob his friend. That's the Rosh. So
He's answering my shayla.
Yeah.
The guy grabbed the whole thing. He doesn't have a stronger case. In the eyes of Beis Din.
After he grabs it, before he grabbed it. Before he grabbed it, they're both pesofik. Now you grabbed it.
Well, if the other guy was tovach immediately, then you're right. If anything, it proves that the guy's a gunner. But if the other guy was shoysik, then no.
There's Haida.
The shtika is the major factor.
So, what's going to be the din if the guy was tzavach, right? I come over to you, I grab your hat, and you scream. Right? Now I come into Beis Din, I'm holding on to the hat. Beis Din see it. It's posher that if I'm tzavach, what's the din? You lose, right? Why? I'm muksuk now. Beis Din didn't know why you have it, right? Now I'm holding on to the talis. You screamed, you screamed, you screamed. Why do you have to give it back? Now I'm muksuk. What's the din? The muksuk wins, right? Now I'm muksuk. Why shouldn't I win?
The only reason why I'm
we saw you, basically saw you grab it.
The only reason.
Why? But the whole psak is we give it to the muksuk. Now I'm muksuk. Why am I not muksuk? Because we know how you became muksuk.
Yeah.
Am I muksuk now? Yes or no? Am I holding on to it? You got to take it out of your hand.
Muksuk is only a chazaka.
Because we know how you got it.
Muksuk is only a chazaka. But if we know that the reason why you have it is because you grabbed it out of the other person's hands, and you were both having it, that means that we know where your chazaka came from, and therefore it means nothing.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But
you're a gunner.
But
you're a gunner.
Technically,
no, it's
he
mine.
He had it, and I grabbed it.
It's mine. What gunner? I'm saying it's mine. I took my talis back. I'm not gunner. So we know why it's in your hand. We know why you have it.
But we don't know why you took it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
all them kvar means one of them's a gunner.
So
that's
so turn to Vav on the base. Don't even know the case.
I didn't understand that. He's saying that the suffix argument is if it's considered a suffix.
He's saying the shaila is it a suffix or not? He's a suffix muksuk. He's holding up a suffix. Now we've got a shaila. Is that called Oida or is it not Oida? Is Oida or is it not Oida? So you're left with a suffix Oida. Is a suffix Oida mighty from a suffix muksuk? That's the shaila. Is a suffix Oida mighty from a suffix mevatel a suffix muksuk? Is a suffix Oida mevatel a suffix muksuk? You're a suffix muksuk. You hold on to the status. It's a suffix. If it's yours, it's not yours. And now we've got a suffix Oida.
Two shamos again. Two shamos.
Maybe.
Maybe. Know what they said about President Carter? Till now, I was undecided. Now, just don't know. Oh, yeah.
So the Gemara says there's a case of a guy's got to give his bukhar to the kohen, right? and there's a suffix nafel. The donkey has a nafel. Something comes out. We don't know if it was mailed, it's a vlad. It's not a vlad. Was it a ruach? I don't know what's going on over there. I don't want to know. But you got a suffix now, and a new donkey is born. Is it bachar? Is it not a bachar? If it's a bachar, you got to give it to the kain. If it's not a bachar, you don't have to give it to the kain. What's the din? A meitzah el raya. The kain has to bring a raya that it's a bachar. You can take it, right? So Yisrael gets to keep it.
So you jumped a few stages.
Okay, fill us in.
The Kohen has to bring a raya that there wasn't
A nafel.
an April.
Right.
Not that he's a bachar, there wasn't an April.
Okay.
That's a big difference. He has to prove
What's
that
the
this is a
difference?
bachar, and therefore that was not
So
an
what's the big
April.
difference?
He has to prove something.
Right. What's the difference?
He's not
proving,
all
proving
right.
it's a bachor or proving that it wasn't an
Right, now,
April?
how does he prove it was an April? That's the problem.
Whatever the shape was. Or,
Yeah, he's
They've
got
been too young,
he'll
but
take it to the rav, he'll take it to a lab, take it to DNA test, and see what's going on over there. Was it an nafel or not? I don't know. How else do you
Yeah.
prove it? So what's the din? So the kain says, I want this beautiful new donkey. And the Yisrael says, listen, it's a suffix, but I'm muchzuk. Now, why is he muchzuk? Does he know? Does Yisrael know that it's his? No, right? If he happens to be holding this is a shtickle kasha what you're saying. He's holding on to it, and I get to win. I'm just going to ride, even though there's actually no reason, rhyme or rhythm, why the Yisrael gets to
Why
keep
is it
this
Baal's
donkey.
ever? Why is it Baal's ever?
What?
Why is there no
Never
reason?
Baal.
to keep it?
Baal never had a chazak on it. It was never his.
It's 50-50. Was it a
Why?
nafel or
Maybe
was
it
it not a
an
nafel?
April, and then it is his,
Do I have to give this donkey or not? Am I chayav to give this donkey? Yes or no? Neither of us. No one has any idea. No one in the world has any idea. Yisrael keeps it. Why? I'm muchzik. I got it fast. I would say fast, even though it's 50-50, right? So you could say the same thing with
Yeah,
talis.
cool.
This guy grabbed the talis
So if the case of the donkey, they just have to wait 30 days.
to see. No,
No, it's dead.
that's not going to prove the nafel.
It's
The
dead.
donkey that's going to prove this is about kayom, but it won't prove if the original thing was a nafel, right?
Previous one.
The previous one was the name.
Yeah. So
But one second, the word donkey being mine, the word muchzik, it doesn't mean it's muchzik. I mean, I've got it. I'm not muchzik.
So the
I've
kohen
got
should just grab it and hold him up.
yeah, so that's what Gemara. So Gemara asks the question:
But isn't-
what happens if the kohen grabs the donkey? Does he become a muhsik now? Talk
Yeah.
to the kohen. What's the din?
There's not a problem with it.
Isn't
The
it-
Baal
doesn't-
One second.
Hamor can choose any Kohen to give it to.
It's not the
Right, but he's decided he's a potter. It's a suspect. I don't have to give anybody. And this kohen catches wind. He's like,
She's saying that as to his chazaka.
No.
Yeah, no, because he can give
it's
it if he
not
wants.
it's not
He's
gonna shave
muhsik,
it.
and he's machlit to give
He's
it
the
to.
Baal's for
No,
a
it's
muhsik.
going to the Pasuk.
It's not even the
No,
Kohen's.
but before the
It's
kohen
never the
grabs
Kohen's.
it, so his chazaka is a
It's
real
much stronger
chazaka.
than any other Kohen.
So this kohen goes ahead and grabs this donkey. Right? What's the din? Is he allowed to keep it or not? What were you saying?
I was saying that if it's on the Yisrael to give it to a Kohen, it means that it's not the Kohen's, it's
Until you
currently
give it-
still his.
Yeah.
Even though he has to give it to someone,
It's not his Kohen.
it's currently still
Was he
his.
grabbing?
So therefore, currently it's still the Yisrael's. Now it's just
The kohen grabbed it.
no. So now back to the case beforehand. Now the Kohen has to bring a raya that he has to give it to him.
and the Yisrael can also choose to give to a
He's already
different
taken
Kohen.
Exactly.
He has no
But what I'm
Kohen.
saying
The
is,
Yisrael says, I'm not giving it to anybody, right?
No,
no.
His
What I'm saying is that
No,
his
well.
time
Yisrael has
it's
to
still
give it.
his.
It's never. It's always
Never
the
the Kohen's
Yisrael's
right.
until he decides to give it to the Kohen.
Kohen never has a right to
Right,
grab it.
okay.
So meaning that the fact that he didn't give it to the Kohen doesn't make it that he has to give it to the Kohen, because the Kohen has to bring the raya that's the Bachar. I don't know if it's the Bachar. It's mine.
If what I understand you're saying is this, that since he's not mechuyev to give it to this guy, he give it to any kohen,
No.
this guy has no right to take it.
Even
No,
if
what I'm
he's
saying
Metzia, it's on
is-
him
Say
to
something
give it.
else?
No, what I'm saying is
Even if it's
it's mine.
You're the kohen of Israel.
Even if
I'm
he has
Yisrael.
to give it to the
It's
Kohen,
mine.
it's his to
Yeah.
give.
Someone else is the Kohen.
It's his.
It's mine. Yeah. You
it's
prove
clear
that
that he's allowed to grab it.
No,
If
no,
it's, if
you
it's
prove that it's the Bachar, I have to give it to you.
right.
But it's mine currently.
No, what if
No, but even if the kohen
He's saying
proves that it's
he's
a
saying it's
bachar,
mine to
he
give.
still
It's
doesn't
not
get
Kohen's
it.
to
Right.
give.
He has to
you.
prove
It's not given
but
to
he
the
has to
Kohen,
give
it
it to
doesn't belong
someone.
to the Kohen.
If it's Moman Hashevet, if it belongs to the Kohanim, he can grab it. He doesn't
No,
have to
it
eat it
doesn't
himself.
belong to the
He'll give
Kohen.
it to the Kohanim. It is. It's Bachar. It belongs to the Kohanim. They've got to get it. It's theirs. It's theirs. It's a Kohen. It's a
Is it
Kohen.
his?
He doesn't have to give it. It's a Kohen. He can take it. It's for sure.
The
For
Kohen
sure,
can
he can.
take it.
For sure, if it's a Bachar and the guy says, I'm not giving it, I'm not giving my bukhar. I don't keep Torah mitzvahs.
I don't want your
You
covenant,
grab
I
it.
don't
It's
like
moment.
you.
It belongs to the kohen.
But it's not-
It belongs to
But
Kohanim.
what happens if he knows it's a Bechor and there's no suffix and the Kohen grabs it and says, no, I want to give a different
So that's for sure. He for sure wins. He for sure keeps it. You grab it.
What?
He's got a schus to give it to whichever kohen he wants to.
So
Right?
if the Kohen
But if you
grabs
didn't give
it's
it,
not
yeah,
him.
you could go. No, you can go. Yeah, you can grab it.
Can we
It's not his. It's not his. It's Kodesh.
It's
It
not
belongs.
the
It
Kohen's
doesn't
either.
belong to
If
him.
the
It's
wrong
not the
Kohen
Kohen's
grabs
either.
it, the Baal
It doesn't
says,
belong
I want
to him.
a different
Yisrael's holding
It
it on
belongs to
behalf
it's
of
not
Allah.
Hashem. It doesn't
How-
belong to
It's not for him to
It belongs
decide
to
to
the Kohen
give it.
either.
he could he can go ahead and give it to the first kohen he sees. And that kohen grabs it.
What if he's maknet?
It's no longer his. I think this is a nakuda.
What if he's
It's
maknet
not
for a
his.
kohen?
It's not the Kohen's either until it's given to him.
Oh,
It's
It's
not
not
the
the Kohen.
What if he's
kohen's.
maknet for
Right.
It's not the
specific
Kohen's
So that's why.
kohen.
That's why if he grabs it, that's a shaila. If he grabs it, maitzin or not maitzin. It's a big machlekes. You're in good company because the big machlekes the Rishonim all say maitzin miyada. You take it out of the kohen's hands.
Can we?
That's a different effect. There's a effect.
Can
Talking
we?
first about a kiss of Badai.
It's never given
Oh.
to the Kohen. I understand.
You're saying, of course, for sure not.
That's Zohar.
It-
This any more than any other Kohen. I understand.
The Kohen took it.
And
Take it
maitzin.
out.
No,
No.
No one's seen.
right, for sure not.
That's all he
Here we're talking about a suffix. Here we're talking about a suffix. Can we be maitzin or not?
Can we quantify it? The Kohen has no right. It belongs to Yisrael until
It's
Yisrael gives to him.
No,
What?
No?
it's not his. It's not
Any
Yisrael.
Kohen
It
can go
belongs,
and come
it belongs to the
grab
kohen.
it.
Whoever gets it first,
But which
can keep it.
Kohen?
No,
Whichever one he wants to give it to.
Right,
To
but
give it.
not this guy that comes and grabs it. I don't want that.
Because he didn't give it, the Kohen has to
Yeah.
go grab it.
Who says it was never
That's what it
his?
says. That's what it says.
It's an obligation.
I don't understand
to raise
that.
that animal for 30 days.
Yeah. yeah.
So until those 30 days are fulfilled, or 50 days fulfilled.
So it's still Momina Yisrael. But after that time, when you hit 30 days, now it's Momina Shavit. Now it's Momina. Now it's.
But he has a Torah and has to decide who to give
Right,
it.
but if
He didn't give it.
it's not his anymore. You get that
It's not
stuff.
his
You give it.
either. It's not the Kohen's either. It's not his thing until it's given to him.
Let's go.
You have a fight. You have a fight. What do you? All the Kohen come in
Let's
and
go a
try to
step
grab from each
further.
other.
According to your logic,
Yeah.
if Yisrael loses it, he's hired to repair it, to replace it.
No, because he's
It's his. If it's his, there's a
because
right
he's a
to give
shame. He's
it.
a shame. Mechanim, you mean?
Yeah. So
You mean if it's Pesheya
Yeah.
after 30 days?
Doesn't matter when. Is it
Good
his?
kasha.
Is it enough to mean that the way you're saying
I
it's
don't-
not even his?
I don't know. We'll get there. We'll see tomorrow or in the next couple of days. Will we learn this to give Dr. Crane? We're not learning Dr. Crane yet.
Oh, thank you.
I'm bailing.
I wonder what we will learn. It's something
Oh, we
about
finished it already.
I'm not even sure what you're asking. I'm not clear what your kasha is.
how far is the Yisrael will
How much is he mukhif to give this guy the kind of the thing?
how far
I don't know. You're asking a kasha. Is he chayiv? Yeah. If yeah, yes. No, no. I'm not sure what's bothering you. I'm not sure. I'm saying I'm not sure what's bothering you. If he's chayiv, he's chayiv.
It's trying to clarify
Right.
who owns it at what
Oh, who
point.
owns it now? But yeah, who's shot?
When does the Kohen own it and it can grab it, and when does the Yisrael own it?
By a suffix or by a vadai? What are you talking about? By a vadai. So by a suffix, it's a suffix if what it is.
That's our
The
problem.
kasha is l'chayr by vadai. What's it in by vadai? I don't know. We're talking about suffix. By vadai l'chayra, I don't know, but it's mashma from us here. By vadai, the kohen can grab it. That's for sure. The whole shayla is by a suffix can grab it. But by vadai, of course you can grab. Otherwise, like what should I say? Why talk about suffix? Talk about vadai. The gold more shayla is by suffix l'chayr.
There is a thing called Torah's Hanor that he can
It's not. It's Tavis Sanah is not. It's not mominous.
Oh, it's machlekes mom or not. If it's
Right.
mom, then you have to give
Exactly. It's machlekes if it's
a few.
So maybe he has to pay him back.
Oh,
Tavis Sanah. The Tavis Sanah.
yeah.
It's paying the Tavis Sanah. That's worth you $2. I'll give you the $2,
Yeah.
right?
No, if anything, the other Kohen gets all his other
Yeah.
chamorim.
Can what?
He's the guy that should say, hang on, that's mine. That's
too late.
my chamorim.
No, it's too late. You lost it. But he owes you the Tavis Sanah.
Yeah, the son-in-law is a Kohen.
Oh, so sorry.
He gets the Tavis Sanah.
So the
Ah.
chick is just magnet to your son-in-law when you, as soon as you see it.
And he's still not giving his son-in-law.
You give to your son-in-law? What kind of family is that?
That's over and above the Siddur Maleh.
You talk to your son-in-law?
Not yet.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So we're now up to the fact that we haven't started Takvakon.
Oh, so no,
We're getting there. We're getting there.
This is the warm up.
It's all in the sugi. So the question is over here. We're not going to have time to delve into it, but the question is. So we ask a question, right? If the guy was shosak b'tchilavat tzayv, or tzavach b'tchilavat tzayv, he's screaming. Get off my talis, you're gone, right? So it's pasha to the Gemara that what?
Or whatever.
It's pasha to the Gemara that it doesn't help.
Right.
It's pasha to the Gemara that takaf doesn't help. So now what's the Gemara shaila by takvakayin, if that should help or not? What's the difference? The other guy's screaming, right? Get off my cow, get off my donkey, sorry, right?
Right.
And Gemara says, big Rambam says, others say, what do you mean? That's not Gemara shaila over here. The guy's screaming, right? The guy's screaming, the same thing. And he grabs it, same case, right? So why over here do we say it's poshet, that Sovach, Michael and Memeva, what could he do? Give it back to the guy, you grabbed. But when the guy grabs, big shiloh.
Because by the talis, it's an inherent suffix, and we don't know whose it is. So that the only thing they have is that claim is the chazaka.
And by the kohen,
whereas with the chamor,
it's a suffix. It belongs to.
No, one thing is a suffix that they know that these two guys walk into the base. They know if they stole it, if it was theirs, or if they found it on the floor. By the chamor, it's an inherent suffix that no one knows. And all
everyone has the kasha. Everyone has the kasha. The kasha is a legitimate kasha. Why over here in our Gemara is it poshet that being takeif doesn't help unless you have some hoitah? But by kayin, it's a big shaila. Does it help? Does it seem to help or not?
But the answer is obvious.
Really?
In these two people, at least one, each one is muhsik.
That's what he's saying.
Right?
No. So it's telling what we said. Are they each vaday in the talis? Are they suffix in the talis? Taisus doesn't ask this kasha over here. All the others are trying to go to town. Right? What on earth's going on in our Gemara? Right? Taisus doesn't say anything because Taisus holds each one is a vaday in the talis. Therefore, of course, Takav doesn't help for a vaday. But by kind it's a suffix, it's a whole different sugya. This is a suffix. Being taifus from a suffix, this is being taifus from a vaday. That's what Taisus can learn. But if he's the Rosh and the Ramban and the Rashba, that he's not a vaday in the talis, it's a suffix. And if he's the Ram that we saw, he's not a vaday in the talis, it's a suffix. So what's the difference between this and Takav Kain? More tomorrow.
Wow.
Guys, give me a hard time. Guys, take it easy. I'm about a bus. What's going on over here?
It's your turn.